What's cracking, guys? Omar Isov here. In this video today, we're talking about the front squat. And why are we talking about the front squat? Because I really like this exercise. Recently, with my hip being aggravated, I've started front squatting more, and I find it has tremendously helped both my back squat and my deadlift, getting speed off the floor. But here's the problem. You do low bar squats, do a lot of different activity. Sometimes your mobility takes a hit, as is the case with the proper front squat, getting in that Olympic position. It requires a lot of wrist flexibility and thoracic flexibility. So I had a little bit of problem with that. I'm gonna show you some variations, how to get into that position with some assistance, how to do some mobility exercises to help out so you can get the most out of the front squat.
Alright, so first I'm going to show you guys the cross arm position. This is how you see most bodybuilders, a lot of powerlifters, how they perform the front squat. There's nothing wrong with performing it this way. I myself, after say doing low bar squats where my wrists might ache or aggravate me, I will do this position. What I find, however, long term is that doing the Olympic grip feels a lot better. The squat feels cleaner, it moves faster. I feel more powerful in that position. So what you do in terms of bar placement, you put your fingers just outside of shoulder width. You don't want to make them too wide because then you can't get your elbows up, and you want to keep your elbows straight. Throughout the entire front squat movement, you're focusing on keeping those elbows up in that straight line. Really, the weight should be resting on your deltoids and not relying on your fingers. I use just 2 fingers due to lack of wrist flexibility. Helps me get under and in that position. You want to make sure you promote what I call thoracic extension, and that means keeping your mid-back in an upright position. You want to make sure it doesn't fold forward. So I like to get really underneath the bar, get the elbows high, keep the chest up. You'll see a lot of times, it happens to me as well, the chest will tend to collapse. That's bad form. You're not lifting the weight optimally, and therefore you're not lifting as much as you can. Now this is a variation right here. I don't advocate this, but I see a lot of people do it in case you don't have the wrist flexibility to do the Olympic style. They'll essentially put straps around the bar, and then either they'll wrap it around their hands again, or they'll just hold it, and then they front squat this way as a means of kind of compromising between doing the Olympic style and not having the proper wrist flexibility. Like I said before, I find it doesn't work for me. It feels a little unstable. I don't like it. So what I did instead is work on my mobility to get in that proper position. So here I am, just doing my top wrist stretch. You want to make sure your palms are perfectly flat on the ground, your arm straight. You want to hold this for at least 30 seconds. This was the top stretch I've done so far for my wrist, and it helps tremendously get in that front squat position. Next, we're talking about thoracic extension. This is really the ticket right here. This is the key exercise in order to keep an upright position when it comes to the front squat. Just get a foam roller. You're going to lean back over that mid-back position. Try and have your head touch the floor and your arms fully extended backwards. Next, rolling out the lats can certainly help. The lats can inhibit thoracic extension. So by rolling right underneath your lats, I'm warning you, it's going to feel pretty tight. It's going to be a little painful. It will really help. And finally, this one right here, I learned this first from watching a Tony Gentlecore video. Smart dude, dude's a beast. Getting into the proper position. As you can see, it kind of mimics the Olympic grip of the front squat. This right here, leaning back, pushing the hips back, and really trying to get the elbows nice and high. You'll find when you grab then the bar to do a front squat, it'll feel a lot better. Doing several repetitions of this, making sure you get your central stretching going on. Finally, we revisit the front squat, and we'll find this is actually a day that I trained my legs prior. I was feeling a little tight. I did that mobility sequence, and immediately being in this position felt a lot better. Felt easier, felt smooth, it felt right. I would advocate most people attempting to do the front squat to eventually learn this position, not just those that won Olympic lift, but in terms of power and performance. If you don't have the flexibility or it's not working, there's nothing wrong once again with doing the cross arm position. A lot of people do it. I sometimes do it myself, but I would try and move towards the front squat with the Olympic grip.
Well guys, that's the video. That's front squat variations, the cross arm, and then the Olympic style, how to get into that proper position, mobility exercises to help, and why I personally feel that most people should incorporate front squats into their training overall. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like it if you enjoyed it. I'm talking right to you, okay? Yes, you. And I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next one. Peace!